Hey, real estate rock stars, welcome to the whole enchilada of real estate investing, the only podcast that serves up the full feast of street smart strategies to build wealth and take control of your financial future. I'm Lou Brown, and I've been in the real estate game since 1976, so I've learned how to make the whole plate worth it. Each week, I'll be dishing out creative financing hacks and proven systems that help investors build multi-million-dollar businesses. No fluff, just the good stuff, straight from the source. Ready to dig in and start making deals? Let's get to it. Welcome, everyone. It's Lou Brown with the whole enchilada of real estate investing, and I am so excited today to welcome aboard Virginia Cassano. She is amazing. She's got a background in real estate. In fact, Virginia, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and family, and that kind of thing, and then we can deep dive into some of these questions.
Okay, originally from South America, from the very end of the world, like I usually say, because we are at the very end of South America from Argentina. So really far away from here. I've been in the business for more than 20 years, always coming from sales, from my own country, marketing, servicing people, that I think is my passion, helping people. Obviously, 3 kids that are not kids anymore. I'm an empty nester with my husband, so it's a different chapter already. Also, last year I got my certification as a senior expert, because since I'm also a senior, I discovered that we sometimes need different kind of services, especially in real estate, because it's a different field. Obviously, I still work with first-time home buyers and investors as usual, because it's been more than 20 years doing this. But yeah, I discovered that's something important to support the senior community.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And definitely, I love to chide my friends and say empty nesting is one of the best jobs in the world. So after you've had the experience, the pleasure, the pain, and the learning that comes with raising kids, and then you get a chance to regroup and renew. And we have to stay engaged, don't we? We have to stay involved and informed. And it's so great to be able to do that. And wow, you've been in the game over 20 years. You're an immigrant to this country. I can definitely identify with that. My mother was an immigrant to this country as well. And I was raised by a single mom. So it was definitely a challenge. So I can identify with that. And I did get the experience of going to Brazil this year for a week with my wife, and we really enjoyed it with one of my students and just had a phenomenal time there. So I can't wait to travel to Argentina someday.
It's borderline. It's just crossing,
It's right there. That's nothing to it.
Yeah.
I want to definitely on the list of things to enjoy in this amazing thing called this planet that we're on. I joke about the beautiful thing is there's so many things to see on this planet. The only challenge is God did not put them all in one place. They're spread out all over the world. So we have to assign ourselves the opportunity to go where these things are and experiencing them. So tell us a bit about what you do with Realty executives.
I've been in different companies. I discovered this specific office is like my home, very small office, very like family oriented. Everybody helps everybody. And I did like the concept that we are not agents, we are executives, because the company pushes you to grow in your career. It's not about production. It's helping you grow as a professional, discovering all the things that are connected, because it's not only buying or selling a home for people. It's helping people to invest for their future. One of the concepts my office promotes is that we help people prepare for their retirement, because it's something very important, especially living in California. As it's a different kind of a state, and people sometimes feel like, okay, what am I going to do? And I always say people, if you want to retire in California with some financial support, you should buy units, have investments. So that's the concept of Realty Executives, helping you grow as a real professional, always expanding your knowledge and working as a team. That's crucial for me, because obviously I cannot do everything. I don't do a 1031 exchange or a living trust, but we have people in our team, that do that. So when people call me, do you know who can help me? If it's somebody from my team, I can connect them immediately. But if it's not like an attorney, a CPA, I always like to refer to people that are part of our vendor group.
Yes, yes. There's a couple of things there that are real takeaways for me. You mentioned real estate investing, and that's what we do. We help deserving families end up with home ownership regardless of credit or financial background. And we do that as investors. We are certified affordable housing providers. So when you talk about the executive and the professional side of things, that's one of the things that we've done for real estate investors is to help them to move to another level and provide a brand to them. And also real estate agents. One of the things we love to do is work with real estate agents, because you can probably confirm that you have people in your phone right now that you were not able to help get a home because they had less than perfect credit, or they didn't have enough time on the job, or they didn't have enough down payment money, or whatever the case may be. And that's exactly where we come in. So we're able to help you help them. And as a result, you can earn up to a full commission with us just simply by referring those folks to us and helping us to help them to end up purchasing a property. And we actually purchase the property. They move in under our Path to Home Ownership program, and then they end up getting home ownership over time.
That's fabulous.
It is a beautiful thing, and it's helped so many people, especially people from other countries, but definitely people from this country as well, to achieve. I say the bankers are in a box, and if you can't get in that box with them, then you're out of the box. And that's where we are. We're out of the box and definitely can work things creatively to help people win, and definitely to help real estate agents win, because once you've invested in getting that client in the first place, far better that you can serve them in some kind of way, and especially if it helps monetize as well, you get paid for that as well. So I love what you're doing. Now, when you're working with first-time homebuyers, tell us a little bit about that.
It's a challenge because obviously it's a learning experience. People sometimes are a little lost nowadays with too much information, and sometimes even confusing, because people tell me, no, but I heard that and I heard that. Yeah, it's a challenge because it's their first home. It's like it happened to me. I was not even a realtor when the people told me about escrow. What? Escrow? What is escrow? What name? Oh gosh. So it's explaining from the beginning till the end. And I usually tell people, I'm sorry, but I'm your agent for life. I'm going to be with you from the beginning, before, during, and after closing the transaction. Because for me, working is a blessing, especially when you keep receiving referrals. And that's what really helps you stand out. So first-time home buyers, it takes more time, especially for the people to understand the process. So you have to invest time, explain them in detail. Nowadays, with technology, everything is easier and faster because we don't need to meet to sign a contract, because we can do that over by email, because you just download the contract and you sign in an application. But I always say, people, nothing in the middle. No doubts. Call me. I'm always here 7 days a week for people, even physically or over the phone, because that's what I think is crucial. Unfortunately, people not always offer the same level of service, because it depends for different situations. And I think service is the key. You can have the same product, and it happened to us in Argentina. We had the same product, but people came to us because of the service. And that's something I learned in the years, that in the long term is going to help you stand out, because without service you can have the best product, but it doesn't work with no good service.
Without
That's
the
it.
right service. That's exactly what we believe in as well.
Oh yeah.
Working
Oh
with
yeah.
agents.
Yeah.
And now tell us about the investing side of things. Have you invested in real estate? Do you hold properties?
Yeah, not much like an investor full time, no. But yes, I own different properties. I do like to help people understand and see in the long term. Because I always say people, when I came to this country 23 years ago, the property we rented, it was a two bedroom, one bath with nice backyard, not huge but nice, in a good area, and the rent was $850.
Ah,
And that house now is rented, because it's a house, it's not an apartment, okay? That property is rented for $2,000.
aha. So just the evolution and
More than double. More,
more than
more than
double.
double.
And if you had
So
bought that house back then, you'd be getting
you
the
see, the
2000.
property at that time was $185,000 to purchase. And nowadays is not under 600. Triple, more than triple.
Right.
So that's what I usually use as an example to help people understand. They say, no, but I'm not ready. Okay, don't worry. While you are paying rent, you are helping somebody else to pay their mortgage. So you are helping somebody else to get their assets. Because unfortunately, rent is not deductible, is not tax deductible, no nothing. Because if you could have something in return, at least you say it's not so bad. But that's the sad truth in California. So when I use that example, people get it much better. And I always tell them, you know what? It doesn't matter what you can purchase. It doesn't matter if you need to move a little further out, especially now that California passed the law before the pandemic that you can build ADUs in your garages with
Yes.
no restrictions. You can build ADUs in single family homes. You can build ADUs in units in a fourplex.
Yeah.
And I do have a client that he owns a 5 units commercial in the city of Long Beach. And they contacted me because I'm also an ADU specialist. And he contacted me if I could help him find a contractor. And we do refer different contractors because I'm not in charge of the project myself, okay? But I give guidance, advices, and I connect to the right people with them. And you know what? With 5 units, he still can build one of the garages into an ADU. So from 5 units, he's switching to 6 units legally.
Right.
6
And
units.
what will he be able to rent that out for?
And a studio should be about, that size is a small, maybe $1,800, even $2,000, depending the area. Because this is Long Beach, very close to the beach.
Yes.
So
Near the
that counts. Oh,
Near the
yeah.
Queen Mary that my mother came over when she was a war bride back in. That's right. Yes, I've actually visited the Queen Mary right there, docked in Long Beach, and yeah, that's the one she
Oh,
came over on.
really? Wow.
So way
Wow.
back in the day, short story, the World War II, the American troopers went around to save the world, right? And they met their brides and they met their loves. And so the United States government commissioned the Queen Mary to bring all those war brides back to the United States. And then they actually had to go through 5 years to become naturalized American citizens. They had to go through the full training and learn all the different presidents and everything else. And that was my mother. She had to do all of that to become a naturalized United States citizen. Anyway,
Let me add something else, Lou. The law also allows not only, let's assume you have a house, a regular house, single family home, right? Not only you can convert the garage legally, but depending on the size of your lot, you can add a junior ADU. And
yes.
that's what happened with one of my clients. He had a quarter-acre lot with no garage. So the contractor went to the city. They confirmed, yeah, you can build a garage and from scratch from the ground to convert it directly into an ADU, but you can add another ADU on the back. So you can become a landlord, and that's income producing. So,
As you said, over time, it's definitely going to pay off. And with inflation, and you're paying it off. If you borrow money against it, you're paying it off in worth less dollars every year. Because of inflation, those dollars are worth less. If you've got a fixed rate mortgage over time, you're getting like a free ride on the.
I tell you, some people have been able to convert the regular 2-car garage into a 2 bedrooms upstairs with a bath, plus converting the garage into the living space, like a small eating area, dining, living room. So that, as a brand new construction, because it's pretty much brand new construction, it could be like $2,400 a month income. Obviously, you have to invest the money, but there are different resources for the loan.
Yeah, Amazon. You can buy a house from Amazon and they deliver it.
40 grand. 40 grand. You can buy a house for 40, 20 grand. They ship it to you.
It's a beautiful thing.
Amazing.
So definitely you're guiding people in not only getting a home for themselves, but potentially income, residual income that they can get for the rest of their lives.
And let me tell you, Lou, it's not only for income. Sometimes there's a real need. Some parents get older. The son or the daughter works. It's hard for them to take care of them. But they convert the garage into a studio, and they bring them over. Like, they live in the same lot, but everybody has their own space, and they can take care of their parents.
Yes.
So it has been a real blessing, this law.
It is a blessing, and I'm so glad they got the sensitivity, the sensibility to allow that to happen, because California is so restrictive in so many things. It gives people an opportunity to be able to be of service, and hey, definitely there's a need for housing there. So thank you for that. And that's one of the things we do on our path to home ownership is we move the people into the home. They might start at the rent level. We step them up to rent to own. Then we step them up to in-house financing. And then we step them up to a new loan from the bank if that's what they choose to do. Or we just remain as the banker for them for the rest of the term of the loan. So there's opportunities for people to be able to come from whatever situation they're in to end up with home ownership. And definitely that's one of the things I love to align with real estate agents and let them know, hey, there's another day, there's another way, and we can help people that otherwise would not be able to do exactly what you're describing. It's a beautiful thing. So let's see here. You also do luxury homes, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I like, as I said, service is service, so it doesn't matter. I just closed, the property more than $2 million like 3 weeks ago.
That's a nice payday. Virginia, that's a beautiful payday. Yeah.
And it was realistically, my clients had purchased another property in a lower price in 21. It was their first home. And now they say, no, we really want to buy what we really enjoy, maybe bring a horse in a horse area. And they were looking for a whole year. And it was tough because they had, obviously, the second home you pretend and expect more things. It's not the first house. You see, although the first house was very nice, they still have it. It was completely remodeled from top to bottom, but now they wanted something bigger, they needed more space. So it was a whole year searching. And they say, no, but you need to understand, now we want different things. So it's like, okay. So they wanted at some point to build from the scratch. And I warned them that, it's a nice project building, but you know only when you start, but you never know when you're going to end. Because dealing with the city, dealing with permits, dealing with inspections, corrections, it could be a 3 years journey. And unfortunately, you usually overspend because you discover, oh no, now I saw this and I want to add those features. So finally, they understood that. And after like a year, I had showed them a property that at that point was close to 3 million, and the property didn't sell, and it was an acre with an acre and a quarter. The house is 5,000 square feet. It's a huge house.
Mhm.
But back and forth, like, okay, the price. And after 6 months, because I had showed that property to them 3 times, they adjusted the price, the negotiations came good. And yeah, finally, and they have a little project that they still want to accomplish in that property, but it's like 25% of building a whole house to fit their needs with some more details. But yeah, I'm happy for them because otherwise they could have spent maybe even 4 million.
Oh, so true. And I love that you gave them that advice. I agree a
Yeah.
1,000%.
Oh, no.
If you can't
Construction.
touch it, feel it, monetize it immediately, then
Yeah.
you don't want to do it because you're exactly right. You don't know when it's going to be that you're finally going to end up with that project. And if you're looking to do it in terms of making money, that's another problem as well. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm not into building from scratch, but I'm definitely into purchasing properties that already exist. So that's great advice. Now, you use an open house strategy. Can you tell us about that?
Because I'm a person that likes to interact. I'm very social. I'm a people person.
Right.
So I do enjoy receiving people. They're my guests. And what I usually also do, depending on the conversation or what they may be thinking or they may needing, I usually like to carry flyers covering different topics. One of the flyers speaks about credit because I'm also a credit agent, that I do that only just to support my buyers when they need support. I don't charge any penny. The consultation is for free. Because credit is another story, Lou. People cannot understand. It's a real mess. Sometimes it's a real mess. Understanding the FICOs. People sometimes, you know that. Oh, no, I have a lot of credit cards, everything paid on time, but my FICO never goes higher. Why? Let me tell you, let's take a look. And I discover, oh, yeah, all the cards are paid on time, but all the balances are to the limit. And that's
Right.
fine.
It's the
So,
usage that's the problem.
so I need to educate. I'm in a mission of educating people. And open houses is perfect because some people, they are already owners. And then I come, do you know what probate is? Do you own a living trust? Do you have a living trust on your property? No. Oh, you need to be ready and prepared. So take this with you. You see? So for me, teaching and educating people, I think is my passion. That's
Oh,
why open houses are great.
that's so brilliant and beautiful. And definitely you're being of service and in service. And that's how you really can provide that and get the referrals from people because, hey, you served them well. You gave them a lot of great advice. You educated them. And as a result, they say, oh, I know someone. I know Virginia. You got to go talk to Virginia because she's the best.
And guess what? In one of my open houses before the pandemic, a lady showed up. It was a neighbor. She already owns 2 properties. But once in a while, because I like to mail out flyers, personal notes, so people get information, valuable information, because it's hard sometimes to learn and discover too much stuff. What ended up happening with this lady, she referred me her sister. She
Mm.
needed to sell her house. And later, I also received another referral from a lady in the credit union that she has her own account. And I also saw her first home. So that's exactly why I love to interact with people in person and share valuable information for the future.
Oh, I love that. And we definitely resonate with one another. I had one lady move in under our program, and she's got 9 daughters, and they all have names that begin with P. We have now sold 3 homes to the daughters, so it's the mother and now 3 daughters, and they're all building their credit, and eventually they'll be able to work with you to get a new home. And now, because at that point they'll have good enough credit, good enough down payment, they'll be in a position to be able to qualify for a traditional home. So,
And I always tell people, your dream is my dream. Because if you accomplish what you have been waiting for years, it's also so rewarding for us, because it's obviously we work. We are not doing this for free. But at the same time, it's so rewarding to be able to help families. My best client that I met 22 years ago, when I was not even licensed, I was just passing out flyers. I met this lady, and after 7 years, I sold her the first home. And in the next 13 years, I totally sold 10 properties to the entire family.
Wow, I love it. Yes, that's perfect.
Because trust is huge. Unfortunately, we know they're professionals and professionals, even though we don't want to hear on some kind of not good stories, but it's life. What can we do?
Another thing you mentioned that I love is you're willing to help people. You're willing to say, look, your credit is not perfect right now. But a lot of real estate agents just cast them away. They say, when you get good enough credit, come back and see me. I'll sell you a house. And you said, no, you're in this situation. Let me help you out with that. And I love that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Well, Virginia, you have given us some great insight, some great information about who you are and what you do and how people can get involved. Tell us, how can people reach you?
Usually my phone number, call me, text me, is 323-717-5167. I'm also in Facebook. I have a website that is called Amazing Lakewood Homes, because my office in the city of Lakewood. You can also find me personally by my name, Virginia Cassano, in Facebook. We usually post 3 posts a week speaking about real estate, speaking about credit, speaking about sellers, buyers, probate, investing, construction for ADUs. And I do offer this free program to receive by mail, text, or email valuable information for seniors, credit, the flyer for credit, investing. And obviously, call me, 323-717-5167.
Awesome. Virginia, you are remarkable, and thank you so much for your service, and thank you for being on the whole enchilada of real estate investing podcast today, and looking forward to working with you soon. Yeah, baby. Thanks for tuning in to the whole enchilada of real estate investing. I hope you're feeling ready to take your investing game to the next level. If you're serious about building wealth, you won't want to miss the Millionaire Jumpstart. It's a 3-day live event that's perfect for any level of investor. Whether you're just getting started or you're looking to scale, this can be one of the final steps of making real wealth happen. So, what are you waiting for? Enroll now at millionairejumpstart.com and get ready to make big moves in your real estate journey. I'm Lou Brown. Until next time, keep hustling, and remember, it's not about how much you make, it's about how smart you play the game.